IIT Delhi has its splendid campus spread across 350 acres of land in South Delhi. But sheer size of the campus and the large number of people inhabiting the same leads to multiple challenges in the maintenance of current infrastructure and development of new facilities that not just led to improvements in the quality of life for the masses but also makes the campus more inclusive and accessible. Current pain points include large-scale dissatisfaction due to lack of sanitization, inaccessibility, and poor condition of washrooms in hostels, SAC, and other academic areas. Talking about hospital, lack of basic equipments and technologies like nebulizers, X-ray, and eye checkup, along with no basic facilities to deal with disease outbreaks in terms of bed and catering services for patients. IITD OnAir, in collaboration with BSP, took the initiative to bring these issues into limelight and inquired about the administration plan of action to resolving them.
Good morning, sir. Morning.
Morning.
So we would like to start off. So last year BSP did a report, in fact a survey on infrastructure on campus, and we had around a good number of responses. So from February to right now, BSP, SAC and BHM have been working extensively on collecting data regarding infrastructure from different student communities as well. And so right now we would like to discuss with you what is the current status on each of, we're going to list down the problems that have been identified. So we'd like to know what are the current statuses and also what measures can we take to improve or even increase the rate at which it's being solved. So firstly, we would like to list out the problems that have been identified on campus. So if you could tell me which department or which unit is overlooking it and what's the current status, and also if we have like a rough timeline of by when can it be completed.
So first of all these are very valid points. So long as whitewashing is concerned, I was not aware, frankly speaking, that it is done every year or with some periodicity. But I don't see any reason why this cannot be done and should not be done. So let's start doing it. But then we'll have to coordinate with the hostel authorities, because see, any big work that we do, it has to be done through tendering process. We just can't say that okay, aaja aur kaam karo. So there's a standard process through which we have to do it. So we'll have to see when the hostels get vacated, when the large quantum of rooms, more than 80% of the rooms are made available for us to whitewash and all that, and we will do it. But we'll coordinate with hostel authorities and we'll do it. That is number one. We'll have to coordinate with hostel bodies to take care of this. But this is a good idea. The moment room is vacated, some team should come and check what are the small issues and get them rectified there and then. RO is a challenge. About 2 to 3 years back, just before this lockdown due to Corona started, it was decided that the ROs, most of the ROs in the hostels, should be taken up by the infra unit for maintenance and whatever it is. And then when we took up the ownership of those ROs, we realized that many ROs are in dilapidated condition. We have to revamp RO plants one by one. So there was a talk about changing old RO plants with the new ones. Now this change cannot happen in a snap. So there has to be proper process. Waterproofing is a big challenge. When I was warden of Aravali, thankfully CPWD did a good job, and you can see that top floors of Aravali, there is no seepage at all. They did a great job. Karakoram, same vendor, same PMC, it failed. Karakoram, the neighboring hostel, the waterproofing did not happen to that. Quality was not good. But we have floated a tender for waterproofing of the academic buildings, and we plan to extend it to the hostels as well. But talking about the 4 old hostels, Nilgiri, Kara, Aravali, Jwala and Kumaon, we have rather much bigger plans rather than doing, working on a piecemeal fashion. So we are just planning to have bigger hostels in place of existing hostels. But of course, again, infra anything and everything in infra takes time. But if there is any challenge which requires urgent attention, through the existing waterproofing tender which is now live, we will take care of hostels. That is promise from my side.
The starting point which I had mentioned, the list that we had sent you multiple times during the summer. So can we get a status check on ki, matlab, say all hostels have reported 8 to 10 issues?
Right. I'll get back to you on this. Right.
So I think I'll continue. So coming to PWD-friendly infrastructure on campus. So we have a few measures in like places like LHC. However, there is a lack of ramps in the academic area for in fact the department blocks and also washrooms. So are there any measures that have been taken right now?
To give you quick updates on this, we carried out audit of the academic area through our consultant architect from the accessibility point of view. So that audit report is there, so which in my opinion is a very significant step that we have taken in terms of providing accessibility, and we are working on it wherever. We'll just follow that report and try to improvise our this thing. Through this tender, we plan to revamp the backbone of water supply and sewage as well. If we do that, more than 50% of our cleanliness issues will be solved. Rest will be taken care through, frequent cleaning, deploying more personnel, etc. So now we will have new facility management tender which will be floating. 3-4 months time we'll have another facility management. So in this we'll make this provision for this extra even in hostels, the consumables in hostels, etc. So all that will be taken care of.
And also sort of to add on to it, like there are long-term plans and short-term plans as well. Coming to the short-term plans, are there any immediate measures that we can have and any rough timeline if we could get that?
You're talking about washrooms?
In general issues, like if there is a possibility of providing timelines for them, so that like.
No, that's all right. But this is pertaining only to washrooms or in general? Everything. Yeah. Every type of work will have different timelines and different methodologies, SOPs, etc. So it's a complex.
We are talking of. We talked about meeting with each of the hostels to look at the issue. Can we do that? For each of those details, we will provide timelines.
Sure.
We are not in generic.
So let's do one thing. Let's start doing meetings with hostels. Let's say one hostel in a week is the kind of bandwidth that we have currently. So one hostel per week, about 14. How many? 14 hostels.
17.
Yeah, the three. Yeah, so 17 weeks. Yeah.
Can I interject on the AC point?
Please.
There are requests raised by various hospitals and often they get approved, but AC never gets installed.
Yeah, so nice that you asked this question. So I would like to clarify on one thing. So long as installing ACs in hostels is concerned, there is certain policy that we follow. There is a metric, so that it goes by that. Whatever has been approved will get installed for sure. So there is a AC committee, which I am the chairman of AC committee. Now we are just changing the chairman of AC committee. The AC committee discusses each and every application for the AC revamping or new installation, etc., and takes a call as per the policy document. Once the requirement of AC is approved in AC committee, then again, when you talk about infra, you talk about tenders, you talk about processes, right? So in ACs, what happened was we were unlucky this year. Since February, we have been trying to successfully onboard a vendor who would provide us with air conditioning, this thing, for the kind of approvals that we. There is about 100 TR or maybe 150 TR of ACs order that is lying with us. We have not been able to provide because the tenders are not getting successful, because there are certain small technical issues. If I have to elaborate on this, when we say 1 TR of AC and if we translate it to the watts associated with it, they don't match up. So I think we should we have made a headway on that front, and very soon you will see that bulk quantity the tenders the vendor will be onboarded and it will be done. So we had this setback so long as AC is concerned. That is how it is.
So, sir, is there any plan to increase the number of areas that are being covered by ACs, especially in hostels? Because during the summers it's unbearable in the hostels. That's a common concern.
Well, frankly speaking, from infra side, we are kind of responding to the requests rather than going to hostels and identify what are the areas where we want to put ACs and all that, simply because of the bandwidth that we have, right? So I would like you guys to take lead and let us know through, of course, proper channel that okay, these are the areas that you want to put ACs in, and we'll evaluate it in AC committee meetings and let you know.
So next is the common spaces in the campus, air conditioned space. Like we have an issue of lacking. So I think Sanskar had a discussion with you regarding extending the ACs in the X hall. And second,
I gave my answer to Sanskar the other day.
Yeah. Well, and also exploring other areas in campus, like potentially areas like OAT where there is a possibility of building, let's say, some food outlets, some cafes, so that we have more air conditioned spaces in campus.
See, this is a policy decision where all stakeholders should come together, discuss and deliberate what all places should we be providing ACs and what not. So I don't think I should be responding to this, because every stakeholder on the campus should be part of this discussion. Point number one. You mentioned about cafes and all. So we have taken one step forward, so long as having top brands on campus, so long as food outlets are concerned. Sanskar is part of CALC. So in the new shopping complex on eastern side, we will have we'll have Subway, a dosa, 4 outlets. I am just trying to recall. Subway will have one cafe, nice cafe, just like one you have in SDA or in Green Park. We'll have one South Indian outlet, I think it is Dosa Planet, and one North Indian proper restaurant. We'll have nice ambience as well. Nice ambience where we can have, we'll have a nice sitting capacity with good ambience, air conditioned and all that. So that is what is being provided over there. Yeah.
So after midnight, what all is open in the campus?
Sir, only 2-3
Night
not out.
Within the hostel.
So what we are trying, मैं ध्रुव के लिए इसलिए बोल रहा क्योंकि
So why don't you all come up with some plan and then we can discuss? Because
So-
I think these are
Yeah. So I'll just give you what we have planned in this Chayo's place. So now there's a lot of hodgepodge. If you visit that place,
I've had a chai, I've not had Rajdhani.
right, it's a lot of hodgepodge, and so long as awarding the spaces to various outlets, it was done in a kind of ad hoc fashion. There was no plan in place. So what we have decided, but
So let them come up with some plan and let's discuss. Whatever they feel and whatever.
Yeah. So from infra side, plan is as follows. There will be one common sitting space, just like what we have in malls, and there will be multiple vendors along the wall of Zanskar, right? So the outlets you can suggest, the student bodies can suggest, will get it through CLC and
there should be some structure to set up.
वही करेंगे वो करेंगे, but that's the plan. I mean, that is what we should be doing it. There's one more this thing. Masala mix, the space where masala mix was there, actually Rajdhani is supposed to do its business from there. It's not doing it for some reasons. We'll have to discuss this in CLC.
So those were all the problems that were identified from our side. And the last thing that we would like to bring up is if we could have some sort of complaint redressal and basically to increase the accountability and transparency within the system, right? Because even the students who are raising complaints or concerns, they do not have any idea if the administration side is doing anything or what is the status. So if we could have any sort of online portal where people can raise complaints, so that can directly reach to you, because even the surveys and reports that we as student bodies do, that might take some time to come up as a report and then finally get to you, right? So especially for things like short-term plans, if we can have such a redressal mechanism.
We have been thinking about this, and again I'm going back to the same this answer, that we will have a new facility management company on board 3-4 months down the line.
The redressal system that we have for caretakers, etc., how does it run? It's through CSC?
Yes, it is through CSC.
CSC, even in hostel, what happened, they write on the guard desk, there is a complaint register. The students write individual room and other problem in the complaint register, and it was attended.
Make a system.
So
let's empower the students to create a
So we have taken like multiple tech projects like project portal and stuff like that. So we can take this project like
the caretakers have an e-admin ERP portal, which can an additional layer can be created on top where the students can write and then it gets forwarded. It's similar to the student general request thing.
So okay, so let's okay, yeah, wonderful. So let's
now we have to talk to CSC.
Yes, we'll have to. Of course, it is CSC, but I think it's a wonderful idea. So what we can do is, see, there has to be first level sanity check before it comes to so you all agree with that, right? So what I feel is that there should be one more layer, as you rightly said, that needs to be created, so that every student can lodge a complaint. It goes to next level, where set of caretakers, they sit together and then they identify, and then they do the first level of sanity check, and then they forward the same to the infra unit to work on it.
Yeah, so we can put up like such QR codes or like forms from our side, but we will also need
No,
someone
we need to
Review the
review and be
after
accountable
that,
for it.
the response has to result in some intervention.
So those are all the things from our side, and if any of you would like to add on to any of it.
So I would like to add one more. I have done a lot of talking, but there's one final small point. So I think you guys are doing a great service to the institute. I must admit that, because students are the ones who give us correct feedback. They don't have any other interests. So we have very less staff. No doubt we are recruiting more engineers.
We get all the full
Yeah,
staff.
right. So I'm hoping that when we have full staff on board, things will work efficiently. But for the time being, you have to bear with us. There can be you may not get the things the way you like them to have on campus. But we are trying our best with the constraints that we have at our hands. But what you guys are doing is great service to the institute. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, and we appreciate you for taking our time to have this extensive discussion with us.
I think it's very good that you are bothering about the system around you and trying to improve it. I think we are all concerned about this. We have to figure out ways in which we can do this.